Qualities of effective academic sentences. Academic English for advanced learners. No one is perfect in writing. That means sentences which are written by anyone could have faults or errors. But you can improve your writing skill and be effective writer in English through regular practice. Hello, welcome back to this channel. I'm Zanna and I'm here today to share with you the 4 qualities of effective sentences. As you know, sentences are the building blocks of any type of writing, so mastering the skill of writing effective sentences is significant both in academic as well as work areas. Therefore, I believe this video will be helpful to you. Let's hit it. So, when we start with a warm-up, effective sentences are, firstly, they are expressive. That means it allows the writer to express his or her idea clearly and precisely. Effective sentences worthwhile qualities. That means in terms of diction or word choice and clarity, they are effective. Again, effective sentences are meaningful. That means they show what is meant by a given sentence. A sentence may be perfectly grammatical, logical, and clear, and yet may not be effective. Look at the examples below. The man ate the aeroplane. My father is a good animal. The flowers are running. These sentences are, when you see them in terms of grammatical construction, they are effective, but in terms of semantics, or what we call meaning, totally they are not effective, because they didn't give us the right meaning, what's meant by the writer of the sentence. So effective sentences in English language have got 4 qualities. These are the 4 qualities: unity, economy, emphasis, and clarity. Let's see them one by one. We start with the unity. So as a rule of thumb, effective sentences have a unified idea. What is by this idea? So when you say unity means singleness of purpose and the focus. So one thing you need to have in mind is that a unified sentence, even a paragraph, has got one central idea and does not digress into unrelated topics. Let's assume the following example. Both of sentences are, let's assume them as a topic sentence. The first one: airlines transport people all over the world. Here the topic or the focus of the sentence is airlines, and the writer wants to tell us what function they do, the airlines do. That means they transport people all over the world. So it sticks to the point, the purpose it has. However, in the second sentence, look at it: airlines transport people all over the world, and I'm proud of Ethiopian Airlines. Here the unity is totally distorted because it doesn't totally relate to the idea, the focus the writer brings to the sentence. It talks about airlines, so there is no need of mentioning Ethiopian Airlines, his own intention in here. So this is what we call about unity. Secondly, going to come to economy. So what do we mean by economy in a sentence? Economy is the relationship between the number of words and the amount of meaning conveyed. So we say a sentence economical, firstly, if it uses direct orders. That means you don't need to go around the bush, run around the bush to say your ideas. You need to use direct orders. I'm going to show you this with an example later. Secondly, we say sentence economical if it avoids extra words which are not totally necessary for the sentence construction. Thirdly, we call a sentence economical if it avoids awkward repetition, not deliberate. That means a repetition which is not deliberate. So how do we make our sentence economical? We have a lot of ways, but let me show you the main ones. The first one is using direct statements. For instance, look at the following 2 sentences. The house is destroyed by fire. Here we didn't use direct statement. Destroyed by fire is a word expression, so we can have a change for this one. We can even express the idea with one word: burned. The house is burned, so this one is economical. So the first option is using direct statement. You do this during proofreading and editing. Let's proceed to the second way. The second way is cutting out valueless or dead words. We have a lot of dead words in our composition. Let me give a little examples. Basic and fundamental. So we have two synonyms used at the same time here. So you have to get rid of one of the word because they have the same meaning. You can either use basic or fundamental. Secondly, we sometimes use modifiers which are totally valueless in our sentences. For instance, this example, completely finished. The modifier completely has got no value here. It is valueless, so we have to get rid of it, and we can say finished. Thirdly, using substitution for word structure. As I've said earlier, editing and proofreading your writing is the best way to get rid of such type of errors. Let's have two examples here. The first example, I was sick that I released the contents of my stomach. This is the word structure. We can make it economical as follows. I was so sick that I vomited. Secondly, she is a girl who is wearing a blue dress. Again, this is a word structure. For substitution, we can say she is a girl in blue. This is economical now. So these are the three main ways that you can achieve economy in your sentences. The third quality of effective sentence emphasis. So it is the main quality of effective sentences. Emphasis means the principles of stressing the most important ideas in your writing. It means the way ideas expressed in your writing, which ideas you want to stress or emphasize to your readers. Purposeful emphasis can be achieved in three ways. Let's see them one by one. These are emphatic word order, emphatic repetition, and emphatic voice. So we start with emphatic word order. In the English language, or in an English sentence, the position of greatest emphasis are both the end and the beginning. Thus, you need to put the most important points in these positions. The least emphatic place is the middle, where you can put less important ideas. Let's have a look at an example. Let's see the first pair of sentences. Many of the students' papers were rejected at the last meeting. And this sentence, the writer wants us to put in the emphasis many of the students' papers. So he wants to put the students' paper at the beginning, the most emphatic position. However, in the second sentence, he wants us to put the moment at the beginning, at the most emphatic position. At the last meeting, many of the students' papers were rejected. When it comes to the second pair of sentences, our department designed the new system for the construction of the stadium. So the writer wants us to emphasize, firstly, our department at the beginning, and lastly, at the end, the stadium. He wants to put these two ideas or pointers as the most emphatic. He wants to emphasize these 2 pointers. In the second sentence, the new system for the construction of the stadium was designed by our department. The writer wants to put at the emphatic position the new system and the department. So this is how we can achieve emphasis using the word order. Second one is emphatic repetition. So in sentences, key ideas and orders can be repeated for emphasis. However, it should be intentional, deliberate, or careful. While we do this, the repetition of important words maintains continuity, reassures readers, and highlights key ideas. Let me give you an example here. Similarly, atoms come and go in a molecule, but the molecule remains. Molecules come and go in a cell, but the cell remains. Cells come and go in a body, but the body remains. Persons come and go in an organization, but the organization remains. Here, the key words and phrases are the ones which are written in bold. As you can see, they have created a kind of musical melody, and they have highlighted the key ideas in the sentence, as you can see. So you can do this in this way. The third one is emphatic voice. It's better to use active verbs than passive verbs in our writing because the active voice is usually more natural. On the other hand, passive voice leads to wordiness and to awkward shift in structure. Therefore, what can I advise you here is that verbs in active voice create more emphasis than verbs in the passive voice, so you need to use them, because active voice is more direct, more forceful, emphatic, and more economical, because it emphasizes the actor or subject and the action itself. Let's look at a pair of sentences. Firstly, Melat wrote the essay. Here the subject is acting. The essay was written by Melat, subject act upon. So as you can see here, look how we have used in the active sentence, we have used almost 4 words, but in the passive we have used 6 words. In terms of economy, again, it is more forceful and natural when you use the active voice, as you can see. Let's have another example. Things are seen by the normal human eye in 3 dimensions: length, width, and depth. This is a passive. The human eye sees things in 3 dimensions: length, width, and depth. Here, as you can see, the human eye is the subject or the actor, so this sentence emphasizes the actor or subject and the action itself. That's why we were used to achieve emphasis in this way. One thing here is that this is not always true. There are times when passive is more natural and more emphatic form. Whenever the subject of an active statement is obvious or known, or less important the object, a more fitting emphasis may be achieved by the use of the passive. Look at the examples below. Dr. Abiy Ahmed was elected by the parliament. This is a passive one. The parliament elected Dr. Abiy Ahmed. In these 2 sentences, the passive is more emphatic because it's obvious the parliament is going to elect the prime minister. Therefore, our major emphasis on the prime minister, so we use the passive in this way. Dr. Abiy Ahmed was elected by the parliament. This one is the most emphatic. So in rare cases, this type of occasions may occur, but most of the time the active verb is the most emphatic voice. For the list is going to be clarity. The first requirement of a good sentence is clarity. Have always this in mind. So clarity means how your sentences are clear, neat, logically built, meaningful, purposeful, and unambiguous. Whenever there is error or error is committed during sentence construction, 2 things may happen. It may destroy meanings and distort clarity of our sentences. Let me give you a little example here. He was the only accountant. He was the only accountant. In these 2 sentences, just with change of one word, as you can see in both sentences, the meaning of the sentence totally may change. In the first sentence, he was only the accountant. The sentence meaning he has only one job, whereas in the second sentence, he is the only accountant in the office. So whenever you change or you do a little kind of such type of errors, the meaning totally distorted. So you need to be careful. So most failures in clarity or faulty sentence result from errors such as ambiguous pronoun reference, dangling modifiers, misplaced modifier, run-ons, comma splice, fragment, faulty parallelism, and etc. It's not the focus of today's video, but if you want me to cover these errors in my next videos, suggest me in the comment section of this video, and this will take us to the end of our today's session. I'd like to thank you for tuning with me till now. If you do have any questions, write them down under the comment section of this video, and don't forget to like and share the video. And if you are new, subscribe to the channel for more similar videos. I'm going to see you soon. Bye.